Welcome back to Reliable Prepper. In the first half of this guide, we uncovered why urban disaster preparedness is more than just a buzzword. It's a non-negotiable part of safeguarding your life and community. We dissected the unique dynamics of city living, from how towering buildings and dense populations magnify common threats, to the unsettling sight of foreign drones infiltrating our skies. We stressed the importance of cultivating a resilient mindset, embracing adaptability, redundancy, and a sense of mutual support, so that you're not left helpless if everything goes dark. Now, as we move into this second half, we shift from theory to application. The insights and principles we discussed earlier lay the foundation. But this is where it gets practical. We'll walk through building layered survival kits that cater to different levels of crisis, reinforcing your home's defenses against anything from looters to airborne surveillance, and ensuring you have reliable communication when networks fail. We'll cover emergency medical care in situations where help isn't guaranteed, and examine how to outpace modern-age challenges like cyber disruptions or drone surveillance. Think of this half as your operating manual. The aim here is not to overwhelm you, but to empower you. As you follow along, pause and ask yourself, how ready am I today? And what concrete steps can I take right now to fortify my future? Every individual improvement, no matter how small, can make a difference when things go sideways. If anything feels unclear, if you want more detail on a certain tactic or gear recommendation, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. Your questions help fill gaps others might not even know exist. And before we dive in, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and follow Reliable Prepper on Facebook. Staying informed and connected ensures you keep pace with evolving threats and the best ways to meet them. Let's get started. Think of your preparedness gear in layers, each serving a specific purpose. Start small with what you carry every day, your everyday carry, EDC, and build up through your get-home bag, GHB, and finally your bug-out bag, BOB. This layered approach ensures you have the right tools whether you're caught at work, forced to evacuate your apartment, or simply dealing with a minor neighborhood blackout. Your EDC is the gear on your person whenever you leave your home. It might include a multi-tool, a folding pocket knife, check local laws, a compact flashlight, a lighter, a small roll of duct tape wrapped around a pen, and a charged phone with a portable battery bank. Consider a small first aid pouch with band-aids, antiseptic wipes, and pain relievers. Keep a bandana or shema. This simple cloth can serve as a dust mask, a sling, a head covering against the sun, or even a makeshift water filter. Many people underestimate how something as small as a flashlight can change a dangerous situation into a manageable one. Your GHB is a dedicated pack stored in your car trunk, office drawer, or gym locker, wherever you spend a lot of time away from home. If a sudden event, like a power outage or a localized riot, prevents you from using normal transportation, your GHB helps you navigate back to your home base. Include a couple of liters of water or water pouches, energy bars, a rain poncho, sturdy walking shoes, a paper map of your city with pre-marked routes, spare phone chargers, and a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Add a small pry bar to clear debris and a headlamp so you can keep your hands free in the dark. Also consider earplugs. In an urban disaster, noise, alarms, sirens, shouting, can be overwhelming and distracting. The BOB is your larger 72-hour kit designed for evacuation if your home becomes unsafe. It should contain more substantial gear, a high-quality water filtration system, freeze-dried meals, a more comprehensive first aid kit with trauma dressings, a tourniquet, chest seals, and OTC medications, a compact shelter option like a bivy sack or a lightweight tent, fire-starting tools, paracord, a foldable stove and fuel canisters, and multiple ways to purify water, filters, tablets, and even knowledge of how to boil effectively. Consider including at least 2 forms of navigation, paper maps and a GPS device with offline maps downloaded, plus a compass. A solar panel charger or hand-crank generator can help keep crucial electronics running when the grid is down. Redundancy is your friend here. 2 lights, 2 cutting tools, multiple means to start a fire, and various water purification methods ensure that if one fails, another can step in. What's one item you think most people overlook? A simple addition like a whistle, signal mirror, or a few packets of oral rehydration salts can make a difference. Let me know in the comments and we can all refine our kits together. Urban residents depend heavily on municipal water systems. If the taps run dry or the water becomes contaminated, you need a backup. Store at least 1 gallon per person per day for 2 weeks if you can. Start with commercially bottled water. It's convenient and easy to rotate every 6 months. Then expand to food-grade jerry cans or stackable containers. Consider a product like a water bob that you can fill in your bathtub at the last minute before a major storm hits. Keep a small siphon pump to access water from your hot water heater if needed. Filtration and purification are crucial. A gravity-fed filter, like a Big Berkey, can handle larger volumes at home, while a portable straw filter, Sawyer Mini or Life Straw, can go in your bob. Pack iodine tablets or chlorine dioxide drops for chemical purification. A small ultraviolet UV pen purifier is another compact option. Remember, redundancy here is vital. If your filter clogs or cracks, having another method ensures you don't resort to risky water sources. For food, stockpile shelf-stable items that don't require extensive cooking. Canned vegetables, beans, tuna, peanut butter, dried fruits, granola bars, and freeze-dried meals. Add some comfort items, tea bags, instant coffee, chocolate bars, to boost morale. Rotate canned goods by using and replacing them regularly. Long-term storage solutions like freeze-dried meal pouches or dehydrated foods can last decades, offering peace of mind. Don't forget a manual can opener and basic utensils. If the power is out, even opening a can becomes a challenge without the right tools. Consider a small camping stove and fuel so you can boil water or heat meals. Keep seasonings and spices. Bland food can lower morale. Low-sodium options are preferable. Salt-heavy foods increase thirst. A multi-tool is indispensable, combining pliers, knives, screwdrivers, and more into one device. Pair it with a sturdy folding knife or a fixed-blade survival knife for heavier tasks. A mini pry bar can help you clear debris, open stuck doors, or access supplies in locked cabinets during emergencies. Duct tape, zip ties, and paracord are the holy trinity of improvisation. Repair gear, secure bandages, tie down tarps, or even build a makeshift shelter. Keep a few contractor-grade trash bags. They can serve as ponchos, ground covers, or water collectors. Light sources are critical. Have a flashlight with a high lumen output and a strobe function for signaling. Headlamps free your hands for other tasks. Store extra batteries and a small solar charger or hand crank charger. LED lanterns can provide area lighting for your home during extended blackouts. Another overlooked item is a lockpick set, where legal, or a shove knife for interior doors. Sometimes survival hinges on accessing a locked room with critical supplies or shelter. Just ensure you understand the legality and ethics of this skill. Only use it in genuine emergencies or with permission. When cell towers fail, the internet is down, and drones, some potentially foreign, hostile, or just heavily surveilling, buzz overhead, staying informed becomes your lifeline. A hand crank or battery-powered NOAA radio keeps you tuned to emergency broadcasts. Two-way radios like FRS and GMRS allow local communication with family or neighbors. If you're serious about comms, consider getting a ham radio license. Ham operators form a global network often resilient to local outages. Store backup power solutions, power banks, extra batteries, and a folding solar panel. Signal mirrors, whistles, and even flares can help draw rescue teams if you're trapped. Pre-arrange code words with your group to indicate danger or the need to move. If foreign drones are suspected, limit electronic emissions. Turn off Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not needed to reduce your digital footprint. For sensitive communication, consider using off-grid messaging devices or pre-written notes that can be passed discreetly. In a world of potential cyber espionage and aerial surveillance, going old school sometimes provides the best security. Consider encrypting important digital documents and storing them on a USB drive in a Faraday bag. This protects against EMP attacks and prying digital eyes. Keep backups of identification, medical records, insurance policies, and maps. Paper maps and guides shouldn't be underestimated. Technology might fail, but ink and paper stay reliable. A first aid kit should contain more than Band-Aids. Include sterile gauze, pressure dressings, a tourniquet, chest seals for penetrating chest wounds, and a CPR mask. Add antiseptic, pain relievers, anti-diarrheal meds, antihistamines, and any prescription medications you or family members require. Think bigger. A SAM splint for fractures, burn gels, and an irrigation syringe for cleaning wounds. A compact dental kit with temporary filling material and clove oil for tooth pain can prevent minor oral issues from becoming debilitating. Take first aid or stop the bleed courses. Knowing how to apply a tourniquet, pack a wound, or recognize shock and hypothermia can save lives. Keep a reference manual or offline medical app on your phone. If you anticipate more complex situations, consider advanced first aid training that covers suturing or splinting. Hygiene matters. Stock baby wipes, hand sanitizer, soap, and a few gallons of bleach for disinfecting surfaces and purifying water in extreme cases. Toilet paper may run out, so consider alternatives like compressed toilet paper tablets or reusable cloths you can sanitize. A portable toilet setup, just a bucket with heavy-duty bags and some cat litter, can preserve dignity and health if sanitation systems fail. For women's hygiene, stock sanitary products or reusable menstrual cups. Good hygiene prevents disease outbreaks, which can be just as deadly as any immediate disaster. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, goes beyond the masks we've grown accustomed to. Consider N95 or P100 respirators, protective goggles, and heavy-duty gloves. If drones release irritants or there's smoke from fires, having respiratory protection makes a huge difference. Work gloves and sturdy boots protect you from glass, sharp metal, and rubble. Even knee and elbow pads could help if you need to move through confined, debris-filled spaces. Clothing choices matter. Opt for muted, neutral colors that help you blend in. Avoid wearing anything that affiliates you with a particular group during civil unrest. Layering is key. Moisture-wicking base layers, insulating mid-layers, and waterproof outer shells let you adapt to changing weather. A wide-brimmed hat shields you from sun and rain, while wool socks reduce the risk of blisters if you're on foot for long periods. A shemagh or scarf again proves its versatility as dust protection, a sun shield, or even a makeshift sling. Your home is your first line of defense. Reinforce doors with metal strike plates, upgrade to quality deadbolts, and consider a door bar or wedge. Use security film on windows to prevent easy breakage. Draw curtains or blinds to limit visibility from outside observers, including drones that might peek through windows. If you have a yard or balcony, consider placing plants or barriers that make it harder for intruders to approach silently. Motion-activated solar lights, simple alarm systems, and even a cheap battery-powered camera setup can deter opportunistic criminals. If drones concern you, consider using reflective materials or angles that make direct line of sight into your home difficult. Identify a safe room, an interior space with limited entry points, where you can gather family members if someone tries to break in, or if you need protection from projectiles or airborne contaminants. Store essential tools in your home: a crowbar, a fire extinguisher, and a ladder to reach upper levels or rooftops if you must evacuate from above. If you live in an apartment building, know the layout of stairwells and secondary exits. Learn how to shut off gas, water, and electricity to prevent fires or flooding. Knowing when to leave is as important as knowing how to stay. If structural damage, chemical leaks, or widespread violence make sheltering in place too dangerous, have a bug-out plan. Map multiple routes out of the city. Primary highways might be jammed, so consider side streets, alleys, and even walking through parks or along railroad tracks. Your vehicle should be maintained and fueled. Keep a small toolkit, jumper cables, a tire repair kit, and extra fluids in your trunk. If roads are blocked, consider bicycles or scooters, compact, maneuverable, and fuel-free. Living near water, a folding kayak or inflatable raft, though niche, might provide an alternative escape route. Designate rally points. If you lose communications, everyone in your group knows to meet at a specific location. This could be a friend's home in a safer neighborhood or a community center. Memorize key addresses and phone numbers on paper. Relying solely on your phone's contacts app is risky. Store spare keys, cash, and important documents in waterproof pouches. Having a stash of small denomination bills can help you buy a ride, food, or passage through a checkpoint when digital payment systems are down. Information can be your greatest asset or your biggest vulnerability. Stay informed via radios, local forums, and social media groups. During a crisis, rumors abound. Cross-check information before taking action. If foreign drones are operating in your city, pay attention to local news, ham radio chatter, or community watch groups that track suspicious aerial activity. Use binoculars or a night vision monocular if you have them. Listen for distinctive drone hums at odd hours. Operational security, or OPSEC, is about not showing your hand. Don't advertise your preparedness or store supplies in obvious places. Keep valuable items out of sight. If someone asks if you have extra food, you might downplay it. People become desperate in disasters. Silence and discretion help protect your family and gear. If you form alliances with neighbors, start small. Exchange small pieces of information, help each other with minor tasks, and build trust over time. A small group of trustworthy individuals can share surveillance shifts, pool resources, and provide mutual protection. Just be cautious about revealing too much too soon. Knowing how to stop bleeding, bandage wounds, and improvise splints turns you into a valuable asset. This is doubly important in urban environments where broken glass, twisted metal, and unstable structures can cause injuries. Self-defense training fosters confidence. Consider Krav Maga, boxing, or jiu-jitsu for practical applications. If carrying pepper spray or a stun device is legal, learn how to deploy it effectively. Awareness and avoidance are your first lines of defense. Learn to read crowds, spot aggression early, and de-escalate if possible. Navigation without GPS is a lost art. Practice it. Turn off your phone's navigation and try using a paper map. Learn landmarks, alternate routes, and how to orient yourself using the sun or a compass. If your city is known for extensive underground corridors, elevated walkways, or ferry routes, learn how to use them as alternative paths. Communication skills matter too. Learn radio protocols. Even simple code words among family members can convey messages without alerting bystanders. On the tech front, basic cybersecurity practices, using strong offline password-protected documents and encryption, can keep your digital intel safe if you must rely on electronic devices. Don't let your preps gather dust. Test them. Shut off the power for a weekend. Cook only with stored food, use headlamps for light, and rely on stored water. This reveals gaps. Did you run out of batteries? Is it hard to open cans without an electric opener? Do you have enough warm clothing to handle a winter blackout? Practice evacuation. Time how long it takes to grab your bob and secure your home. Where did you waste time? Did you forget essential documents? Address these weaknesses now, not during a real emergency. Consider role-playing scenarios. What if a foreign drone is spotted hovering near a critical bridge in your area, and official channels say, evacuate? How will you confirm the intel and choose a safe route? What if a water main breaks and floods your street? Do you know which nearby rooftops or upper floors you can access? Keep learning. Threats evolve. Foreign drones, cyber attacks, and climate change impacts. Today's news can shape tomorrow's strategies. By following Reliable Prepper on Facebook, you stay updated with evolving tactics, new gear recommendations, and success stories from fellow preppers who overcame real emergencies. While you must be cautious about revealing your stockpiles, connecting with trustworthy neighbors, friends, and family can boost resilience. Perhaps your neighbor is a nurse, another is a mechanic, and someone else works in IT. Together, you form a micro-community that can pool resources, share skills, and provide mutual security. In some disasters, a small group functioning as a mutual aid network outperforms any lone wolf approach. Volunteer events or community garden projects can help you identify reliable, resourceful individuals. Knowing who you can turn to for help, and who might pose a threat, strengthens your situational awareness. Shared intelligence reduces the risk that you'll be caught off guard by unfolding events. Maybe you live on the 20th floor of a high-rise with limited exit strategies. In that case, focus on fire escapes, rope ladders, and water storage that doesn't depend on electric pumps. If you reside near a chemical plant, practice sealing a room against toxic fumes and learn the wind patterns that could carry hazardous materials your way. Tailor your gear to local conditions. In a hot climate, store extra electrolyte packets and sun protection. In a cold climate, prioritize insulating layers, a propane heater with proper ventilation, and the knowledge of how to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. If your region is prone to hurricanes, invest in window protection and know multiple evacuation routes. If foreign drones are increasingly reported in your state, consider shading your windows, scanning the skies more frequently, and minimizing detectable electronic signals. Urban prepping isn't just about surviving the immediate crisis. It's also about positioning yourself for a stable recovery. Once the dust settles, the prepared individual can help rebuild. Keep some barter items, coffee, cigarettes, toiletries, to trade if currency systems are disrupted. Have basic DIY tools and how-to manuals, gardening, electronics repair, carpentry, stored offline. Knowledge can be traded too. Knowing how to purify water or grow sprouts indoors can make you valuable in a recovering community. Long-term resilience might involve learning to grow food on a balcony, understanding how to compost waste, or finding ways to collect rainwater safely. It might mean forging alliances with neighbors to secure a shared generator, or to patrol your block at night. The more self-sufficient and community-oriented you become, the less vulnerable you'll be when official services are slow to return. We've covered a lot of ground, from layered survival kits and water storage to advanced medical skills, home fortification, communications, navigation, and even counter-surveillance measures against foreign drones. You now have a comprehensive framework. The key is to start implementing these measures step by step. Don't be overwhelmed. Begin with an EDC improvement, or storing extra water, or learning first aid. Each small action you take today strengthens your overall resilience tomorrow. As we wrap up, remember the importance of staying connected. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and follow Reliable Prepper on Facebook for ongoing guidance, discussion, and updates. Preparedness is a dynamic journey, and by staying connected to a community and reliable sources, you keep refining your plans as threats evolve. In the comments, tell me which skill you find most valuable for an urban post-disaster scenario. Is it medical training, communications know-how, or the ability to stay calm and observant? Sharing your views helps everyone consider new angles and priorities. By watching these 2 videos, you've taken a big step toward becoming a resourceful, adaptable urban prepper. Knowledge, mindset, gear, skills, and community, blend them together, and you'll stand a far better chance of thriving no matter what surprises your city has in store. Stay safe, stay adaptable, and keep learning. Your future self, your family, and even your neighbors will benefit from the preparations you make today.